From the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida, it's the quarterfinals of the Wpba Championship presented by the American Pool Players Association.
The current number one ranked nine-ball player in the world, if you would, Kelly Fisher.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hard Rock, the excitement of South Florida. We're glad to have you with us, as always, for the Wpba Championship, a season-ending major out here on tour. Mitch Lawrence alongside Dawn Hopkins. Dawn, we have bonus coverage for the fans, quarterfinal coverage, and what a great way to start it off. Number 1 ranked Kelly Fisher and number 11 ranked Helena Tornfeld.
Right. These are both European players, although they've snuck their way into the States by winning a U.S. Open 9-ball championship. Helena in 2002, and Kelly, the current U.S. Open 9-ball champion.
All right. Obviously, both players, a lot of firepower, capable of winning. I'm going to put you on the spot. Who do you like in this one?
Well, usually I like the underdog, but I think I'm going to have to take Kelly in this one since she's number 1.
All right. We're going to see who's going to move to the semifinals right now. As we see the lag for the opening break, Kelly Fisher on the left, Helena Tornfeld on the right. And it will be the sledgehammer, Helena Tornfeld, who will have that opening break. Here are rules of 9-ball, played with a cue ball. Object balls 1 to 9. You have to hit the lowest numbered ball first. The game is over when the 9-ball goes. And as we see, our referee, Steve Tipton, set up that first rack here at the Hard Rock. It is getting down to the end of a very exciting week here in Florida. And Dawn, they call her the sledgehammer for good reason. Ranked 11th coming into this week. And the break, a big part of her game. It must work for her to beat Kelly.
Well, Helena's definitely known for her break. Let's see what she can do on this first rack. Come on, all right. I don't know, Mitch, those balls didn't spread very well, and she has left Kelly with a shot on the 1. As you can see, the 1 is up by the pocket, an open shot. The rest of the rack is pretty open.
Kelly Fisher, we will say it time and again, the number 1 ranked player in the world with a very strong second half of the year this year. U.S. Open title, the last event on tour she won, the Pacific Coast Classic. She wants to get off to a quick start against Helena.
Oh, that's not good, Mitch. Look at here. She's left herself stuck behind the 6. As you can see, the 6 is right there for the 2 ball, so she's going to have to take out her jump stick. She's going to make sure to keep the cue ball on the table.
Ooh.
Oh, that was close.
Will she get it going down the other way? Oh! And that was big. That last roll by the 2, had that gone in, obviously, for Kelly, it would have been big. Instead, Helena will have a chance at the table and an important rack for her to get under her belt. This week, here in Florida, for these quarterfinals, semis, and the final, we will be joined happily by the Black Widow, Jeanette Lee, who will have some comments, some insights into play. And for the first time, let's go down on the floor, and here's Jeanette.
This is a great matchup. Helena Tornfeld has a powerful, powerful break, and she's due to win. She's such a great player, just the consistency hasn't been there. Now, Kelly Fisher's the number 1 ranked player in the world. That's who everybody would bet on, but I promise you, if Kelly gives her an opportunity, Helena will tear her up.
Helena's got to watch out for this 9 here, not to run into the 9. She's going to shoot the 3 in the corner, and the path is going to take her into that. Yeah, see, I think she was worried about that. Oh, look at this.
And I was going to say, not only worried about that, but now definitely worried about this. A big turnaround here in the opening rack. You see Kelly eyeing up that combination, the 3-9, and this will be a quick end to rack number 1 should she be able to pull it off. There it is. Wow, already some back and forth between these two. Critical miss by Helena, taking advantage, as she has done all week. Kelly Fisher, the number 1 ranked player in the world. In a quarterfinal matchup full of major event firepower, 2 of the most powerful shot makers in the game, both U.S. Open 9-ball champions, try to keep their tournament week alive. 11th ranked Helena Tornfeld, the 2002 Open champion. #1 ranked Kelly Fisher, the current Open champion. Only one will have a shot at yet another major as the WPBA Classic Tour ramps up the energy in South Florida.
This ESPN presentation of the WPBA Championship presented by the American Pool Players Association is brought to you by the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, South Florida's only real casino and ultimate entertainment destination. By the American Pool Players Association, the world's largest pool league. And by Brunswick Billiards, since 1845, the standard of superior craftsmanship, preferred by experts around the world.
And as we look at Kelly Fisher, fantastic week so far, the 2004 WPBA Amateur National Champion. We've gotten to know a lot about her in the last couple of months. Let's learn a little bit more as we go behind the cue.
It feels great being #1. My goal is to maintain, try and keep that by the end of the year. And this tournament, really, it all comes down to this tournament as to whether that happens or not. And you've really got to go in there and just play your game. Pool is a sport where once you're at the table, it doesn't matter who's sat in your opponent's chair. It's irrelevant because once you're at the table, it's down to you only. Because I'm just going to go in there and hopefully play good. If I play good, I want to come out winning, and I can. Elena's a great competitor. She digs deep, real deep. I mean, if anybody wants to grasp it from you, that certainly Elena is the player. The knowledge she has is second to none, really. I'd love to have some of her knowledge for sure. I'd love to end this year being #1, and then it starts back at 0 next year, and I can really strive to try and grasp that again.
Back here in Florida, Kelly Fisher up by a rack in a race to 7 to move to the semifinals. And the break has been a great part of her week here in Florida. She has taken advantage. Games on her own break, 72% of them she's won. Nothing on the break this time, however, Dawn.
Yes, so Helena now has a chance to either bank this one ball or she could play a safe behind this circle of balls here. Let's see what she's comfortable doing on this second rack.
You may have noticed that Helena has in her ear a plug. She wears them both ears. We'll talk a little bit about that as we go along. An interesting choice by her. Tries to go for the bank on the one, misses it. Where will it wind up?
That's a nice two-way shot, Mitch, because of that circle of balls that I was talking about before. So she's actually played a two-way shot there, which was smart.
And here's where some knowledge comes in about the game. Kelly will be trying to play a safety here and lock Helena up.
Nice kick, and I think has gotten safe back.
A little bit lucky there, yeah.
Touche.
We'll quickly give you the rules of this match. Race to 7, a 30-second shot clock with 1 extension per rack. Will alternate the break, and it's foul on all balls.
Well, she's going to have to kick one rail, but because of where the 4 is, she's going to have to hit long on the rail and hard, so it'll shorten that angle up. Oh, just missed it, Mitch.
We'll take another look at it, see how close she comes.
Because that 4 was there, Mitch, she had to really try to work something out in it, and it just didn't happen.
So Kelly, ball in hand now on the 1. And if you're Helena, not a good turn of events, because one thing you do not want to do is let Kelly Fisher get up ahead of steam. The way she has been playing this week after winning the event in Oregon, the Pacific Coast Classic. We'll see Steve with the white gloves. Not getting ready to do some mime, but going to clean off the The ball right there.
You don't want to have any kind of dirt or anything on the ball because it could cause skidding when the cue ball contacts the object ball. So you really want to make sure those object balls are clean.
It's still on there. It's okay.
She said it's still on there. It must be.
Another one ball after this one. Is that your view?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
You could hear very well that it's still on there. Kelly not going to do anything about it right now. Try to refocus. Table looks pretty good for her, Dawn.
Yeah, she's just going to roll up for the 2 ball. Now the 3's the only one that I'm not sure about. If it goes by the 6, then she'll play it in the corner, or she can play it in the side.
So we'll take a look at that now after the 2. We're going to go down to the floor. Jeanette has a word for us with KT Thompson, a very proud sponsor of Kelly Fisher. Jeanette?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with KT Thompson of Charlotte Metro APA, and I understand you have a great relationship with Kelly. Can you tell me what she does for the APA?
Yes, Kelly comes and coaches new teams and players individually. She also comes to the city tournaments that we hold 3 times a year and challenges the players. Her fan base has grown tremendously, as well as my amateur league has grown tremendously since she has come on board with us.
And what about her game?
Her game has improved also, as we're seeing her be number 1.
Well, let's hope that for you and for the match that Kelly Fisher takes it out.
Certainly, let's do.
Key shot here.
She's got quite a cut up in the corner, so it does go by the 6. Just go back and forth across the table for the
Beautiful.
4. What a nice shot.
Beautiful. I say it was a key shot not just to stay at the table, but to give Kelly a sense of her own place in terms of her shot making right now. A tough cut. Rest of the table opened up.
Well, she's
Didn't
unhappy.
like that, though.
Yeah, she's unhappy about that because she ran into the 5 a little bit too hard and pushed it down the table. So she's going to cut this one right in the side. The cue ball should come around 3 rails for position.
Couple of shots in this rack, Dawn, that should make Kelly feel very good early in this match.
Yeah, she's one player that I watch and always looks confident at the table. I don't hardly ever see her second guessing herself. She is one tough opponent.
And as we have watched her mature in her game and get comfortable on the tour, it's also very safe to say that she is as nice away from the table as she is tough on it. Incredible combination. The number 1 ranked player on tour with this 9 ball jumps out to a 2-0 lead over Helena Tornfeld. You're watching bonus coverage here in Florida, quarterfinal action. One of these 2 players will move to the semifinals. Early on, it has been all Kelly Fisher, though, up by a couple of racks and looking to increase it. The Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, one of the most stylish and popular resorts you'll find anywhere. Whether you're planning an intimate gathering of friends or a convention for hundreds of associates, the Hard Rock can blend business and pleasure as needed. No matter what you're looking for in entertainment, dining, or shopping, the Hard Rock has it all. The week in Florida for Helena Tornfeld, a good one, coming back from the loss against Allison Fisher. She was very proud of the Hill match against Melissa Little, said she came with a great out for the win. Let's learn a little bit more about the sledgehammer, Helena Tornfeld, as we go behind the cue.
I don't know, I've just been struggling a little bit, but also, you know what, the competition is tougher. There's a lot of girls playing good nowadays, and it's tough. I mean, these young girls, they come up, and when they're gunning for you, and you gotta really just play well to get to the TV rounds. You know, obviously I'm playing Kelly Fisher, and she's a fun player to play. She's fun. I mean, she's gonna come out gunning, and you know, I'm gonna try to lower down a little bit. You know, make her maybe feel a little bit uncomfortable, if I have a chance. You know, sometimes you don't get a chance, and it's only race of 7. And you know, I'm gonna try to just play my best, and I'm not gonna play the player. I'm gonna try to play the game, the table. So it's like the win is not as important. Yeah, I want to win, but I want to play good. I want to play the game, and because I love the game.
Love the game she does. A great player out here for many years. Helena Tornfeld down by a couple racks early. Mitch Lawrence and Dawn Hopkins bring you the action. The break big for Helena year to date. When she makes a ball on the break, the same percentage of the time she will win that game. That's a key stat for her, and she indeed makes a ball on this break, Dawn.
She does, but she does not have a shot on the 1 to the pocket. There's the 1, and the 6 ball is in the way. The 2-9 is down the other end of the table, so I think that Helena is going to probably play a safe here, maybe cross bank this, or maybe even push if she can't see a good shot.
Once again, you look at those earplugs.
Pushing out now.
She and her good friend Monica Webb, who's another one of our quarterfinalists, both using earplugs as a way of focusing a little bit more, taking away some of the surrounding noise. Seems to have worked certainly this week for both of them.
Now, Kelly doesn't have a shot either, but she is going to play a safe here. Just probably banking the 1 ball. The 4 and the 6 are there for blocker balls. Well, I don't know if she hit it hard enough, Mitch. She's taking a look at it. Helena's taking a look at it too. It may be able to go all the way down in the corner. See if she can, the 4 is there, but if you can see, there might be a shot for her to make that 1 all the way down. Position is going to be tough though, because see the 2 is down at this end of the table, so she needs to use high left-hand English just to spin the cue ball down the rail.
Nice.
That was
nice.
Perfect.
Certainly the kind of shot making that Helena is capable of.
What a great shot, Mitch. She really had to put a lot of left-hand English on there to get it down. And look at the perfect position she has on the 2. So now she's just going to need to come up between the 9 and the 5, make sure that she doesn't get behind that 5.
Good shot. Kelly mentioned earlier in her feature about Helena's knowledge of the game, former European straight pool champion. Grew up loving that game, certainly. And Dawn, we know that any kind of knowledge you can pick up from other games can only help. And she has been a student of the game for a long time. I don't know that there's anybody out here on tour who loves the game in terms of that kind of knowledge as much as Helena does.
Helena is always learning something, and her straight pool knowledge is going to help her out a lot with position, especially because with straight pool, you're always looking for small placements of the cue ball. Well, this was not a good placement as I say that. That was not a good placement. She put too much spin, I think, on the ball, and look, it ended up right behind the 8. Not something you want to do when you're playing Kelly Fisher.
And critical at this point, down 2-0 in a race to 7, with a chance to get on the board. And as she said earlier, she wanted to try to apply some pressure and some heat to Kelly.
Extension.
Takes her extension, and unless she gets out in this rack, if Kelly gets this rack on the board and goes up by 3, and with the break in rack number 4, tough spot for Helena to be in. This is a crucial shot right here. Contact and almost makes it.
See, that kind of shot, you want to hit it as hard as you can because you may get lucky and it go in another pocket.
Two of the tremendous Europeans to come over and get on the WPBA Classic Tour. Helena originally from Borlänge, Sweden. Kelly originally from Yorkshire in England. Both living in the southeastern United States right now. And as Kelly looks at this shot, this is a big one for her, Dawn.
Yeah, she's looking at whether she should play it up in the corner or in the side. So I'm thinking, I think she's worried about that 8 ball also. So she may try to play it either there in the corner, but then there's that 8. The 6 is right there, or she may play it in the side, which would make the cue ball go around the table a little bit more, but at least she wouldn't have a ball to worry about to get behind. That was a beautiful
nice
shot, Rich.
She's gonna have to come with another one here.
Look at this shot. I mean, just thins it in, avoids the scratch in the corner by putting some inside English on it. Now has another very tough shot.
Perfect.
Wow.
Watch out for this. Does it get around the 9?
Oh, yep.
Yes. Wow. Good work by Kelly. Let's go down right now on the floor for another word from Jeanette.
Helena Thornfeld, she's a great player, but she's just not focused. Now, if you look at her and you know her well, the focus isn't there, the concentration isn't there, the stamina isn't there, and I'm sure she's disappointed.
Kelly doing what she has done all week, making the other player pay for a mistake. And that 9 ball, a little bit of a statement. 3-0 now for Kelly Fisher as she tries to move to the semifinals and wrap up what has already been a spectacular year. Here's our trivia question, brought to you by Simonis. Who was the last U.S. pro player to win a WPBA tournament? If you've been watching all year, you probably have an idea who it might be. Once again, our trivia question brought to you by Simonis. Who was the last U.S. pro player to win a WPBA tournament?
Of course it was the Black Widow in 2004, but don't worry, I'm coming back.
Here we are in Hollywood, Florida, the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Quarterfinal action of the WPBA Championship. And a look at the break of both of these great players, Dawn.
Yes, they both have similar breaks. Helena, though, has a stronger break than Kelly. Kelly, when she first came on the scene, didn't move a lot, but now you can see that she basically raises up a lot more than Helena does. You see her up on her toe. Although they both get good follow-through, and that's the important thing.
Three 0 now for Kelly Fisher. Quick fire over the sledgehammer. Helena Tornfeld, Mitch Lawrence, Dawn Hopkins here in Hollywood, Florida. Thrilled to be here, as we always are, watching the greatest players in the world. Kelly Fisher with the break in rack 4 and in good position to keep this going, Dawn.
She does. She has an open table. The 1 is right there. The 2's down. The cue ball is in an open spot. Here's the 3. She's going to have to go probably back and forth across the table in between the 3 and the 4 for position on the 3 in the same corner.
Let's go down to the floor and get a word from Jeanette.
Kelly Fisher is #1 in the world, and it's for good reason. She's decided to treat this like a job. So now, 2 to 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday, she is at work, and that is very different from the way she used to play.
And that's a good point, Jeanette. You know, Dawn, it's very easy to say I want to be the #1 ranked player in the world in any sport. But if you want to get to that position, you absolutely, positively have to have that kind of dedication.
You do. And Jeanette's right. It's just like a job. If you put 100% into something, you're going to get 100% back. If you put 25% into it, you're only going to get 25% back.
And once Kelly staked that claim as she's moved through this year on tour, I think it's pretty obvious to all those of us who've been around her the kind of joy she's getting out of performing at this level, really getting into it and showing the results. And this rack is a good example. Ahead 3-0 with a chance to break and run. Over the course of this year, she is ranked 2nd on tour at almost 20% breaking and running. And that's a big time stat. Once out of every 5 times she breaks, she runs. This week, that number is up. 32% of the time she has had the break, she has run out, including 4 against Tiffany Nelson in that match. And Dawn, when you're coming with that kind of firepower, when you get a chance to break and run, very little, obviously, the player in the other chair can do.
That's right. Right now, Kelly has total control. Helena has nothing to say about it.
And that sound is a good example when I say firepower. That is total trust in a stroke. And the result, dead center. The fourth 9-ball of this match for Kelly Fisher, as she is trying to move ever closer to that magic 7 number and a shot at the semifinals here in Florida. All quick fire here at the Hard Rock. Everyone involved with the WPBA Classic Tour said goodbye to a very special friend this week. Al Conti, Brunswick Billiards Master Table Installer. Been a great friend to the tour and all of billiards. We'll miss you, Al.
I'm here with Anna Castagnan, and she's going to give us some instruction on position play. Anna?
In this situation, I'm going to try to get position on the 2-ball. The natural direction of your cue ball is coming this way, which is further away from the 2-ball. Now to get closer to the 2-ball, I'm going to use right-hand English, which is also inside English. And I'm going to hit here, here, and it's going to reverse off the rail and come this way.
And that was our Q-Tech Q tip of the day.
Welcome back to Hollywood, Florida, and the WPBA Championship. That's a look at Gene Weaver, the Broward County American Pool Players Association league operator, who helped organize some of the volunteers for tonight's event. Gene's one of 260 franchise owners that the APA has across the country, and his story is no different from many others who are looking to own and operate their own business.
I was an insurance agent for 12 years, and a friend of mine who runs an APA pool league that I was playing in told me about that this league was for sale, and I took over this area about 1.5 years ago. In the last year, we've added about 30-something teams. We're up almost 120 teams now, and almost 1,000 members this year.
Gene Weaver, who is our league operator here in Broward County, the Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood area, has been a very good league operator for us. He's been around for a couple of years now. He's very active. I know he's one of those league operators that really goes out and kind of creates a sense of community amongst the members.
Gene is very familiar with the APA format. He played as a member for 13 years.
It's very typical for our franchisees or our league operators to have been one-time members of the league. I would say probably 95% of our league operators are people that came from playing in the league.
The greatest thing is that it's your own business. You're putting, as hard as you work, those efforts are going towards equity in your business.
Anybody that's interested in becoming a league operator or franchising an APA pool league can get on our website, which is poolplayers.com, and on our website is actually a section called apafranchise.com. Is how someone would get involved in becoming a league operator.
Obviously glad to have them with us here on the WPBA Classic Tour. We thank them for their help bringing you these great players. Helena Tornfelt now needs to make something happen for sure. Down 4-0 in a race to 7 here in the quarterfinals of the WPBA Championship. Mitch Lawrence and Dawn Hopkins with you. Jeanette Lee down on the floor. And we will talk to her shortly.
Ooh, almost made the 9 there, Mitch.
Good break by Helena.
Look at the way she broke these balls. Look how many balls ended up at this side of the table, the opposite side from where they were breaking from. That was a great break. She's going to play the 1 possibly in the side. She's got the 3 over by the cue ball. So if she plays that 1, she's going to have to run into maybe the 5 to play the 3 in the side. Left a slight putt. So she could bank the ball. Kelly's watching to see if she's going to get an opportunity here at the table. She's looking for it in the side also. So if she cuts it into the side.
Extension.
She could cut it into the side. The cue ball would drift over for that 4 ball. She could bank it also. Nice shot.
Beautiful shot. You get a sense of the delicacy of this particular shot.
Yeah, she just slid it right into the side, real slow, with a little bit of a slide stroke, slows down the cue ball.
Kelly obviously very focused right now. Eyes moving around, watching Helena staying in the rack even though she's seated. Helena, during the course of the year, ranked 7th on tour at 12.9% year to date in terms of break and run. She needs that desperately right now. Get on the board, Dawn, and get a sense of being in this match, which she has not been up to this point.
Right, she's just going to bump into the 7, push it out of the way. Oh, Helena. She didn't put enough low English on it to pop it over. So now the 7 is in the way. It's in between the 6. And she wanted to push that 7 over, but didn't get there. So now Helena's going to have to kick at this ball. This was a big missed opportunity for her.
Watch out. Whew. She has got to be disappointed.
Yeah, now here you can see that the 8 might be in the way, so she can't get by, I don't think. The 9 is here on the rail. She may be able to bank the 6 and maybe go into the 9 with the cue ball. Well, she's pointing to the rail, so let's see if she can make it. I don't know. She might even be able to make this 6 and still have the cue ball go towards the 9.
She's definitely eyeing it, so.
Could be a short rack. Now that was a small pocket to try to make the 6, but a great effort at the 9.
And up 4-0, I think worth a shot. You know, you go for it there. If you make the 9, you're up 5-0. Elena's still with a very difficult shot on the 6.
Well, the 9 was just a little bit off the rail, which makes it an easy target and close to the pocket. Well.
And right now, just not going Helena's way, for sure.
No, I think Helena's just not in that focus mode yet. I think Kelly has taken her out of her game. Kelly's just going to use some high English, come off the rail and just make sure not to run into that 8. Perfect.
Very difficult to recover from those kind of unforced errors that Helena has made a couple times in this match against a player of Kelly's caliber.
Well, there's a lot of time for her to be sitting in the chair thinking, and that's not what you want to do. You just want to be up at the table, going through everything that you've learned and not really have any thoughts come in. And to sit in the chair while somebody is here at the table, controlling the table for this long, it's very difficult to get back into your focus.
Kelly feeling it more and more as she goes here. And with another chance in this rack, the number 5 up on her side of the board. Helena still with a goose egg. A race to 7 to move into the semifinals of the last event on the WPBA Classic Tour, the WPBA Championship. Back with more right after this. talented on the table, talented off the table. The players on the WPBA Classic Tour, Joanne Ashton and Debbie Schott, presenting the Rookie of the Year award to Iris Ranola of the Philippines this week. A lot of fun. And as we get ready to move into rack number 6, Kelly Fisher with a commanding lead. Here's a look at our Mueller top 16. Terrific week under pressure here at a major event on tour. And somebody who had a wonderful week, an up-and-coming player, finished just out of the top 16 all the way from Canada. A star in the making, Brittany Bryant. Let's learn a little bit more about Brittany.
I'm 17 years old, and I qualified through coming 51st on the WPBA. My dad actually got me started. I played on the junior league in Canada, and we just worked up to the adult league and practice. My long-term goal, love to be Allison Fisher. That would be for sure. Yeah, I'd like to be at the top for sure.
And Kelly Fisher with a 5-0 lead. Let's go down to the floor. Jeanette has a word with another of our quarterfinalists.
I'm here with Sarah Rousey, who is going to be playing one of our televised matches today, so she could be playing one of these two guys here, but I know you're really close friends with Helena Thornfeld. How is she looking in this match?
I think she's a great player, but she looks so tired right now. She cannot get going, and it's just kind of dragging, and her systems, everything's not really working out, but hopefully she can snap out of it, wake up a little, and show her true game.
And you know, Sarah makes a good point, Dawn. The thing you want to do is show your real game.
Right.
Win or lose, and Helena said it earlier too, you want to show your game. Helena hasn't had a chance to do it, and Kelly is not letting her get a chance to really get up and get going. Up 5-0. Remember, race to 7 to move to the semifinals, and the 7 goes on the break this time for Kelly.
Yeah, well, she's got a shot in the 1. The 2 and the 8 are together, so she's going to have to try to use maybe some high right-hand English, spin into that, break them out to get a shot. A lot can happen when you do that, Mitch. So it's really key to figure out exactly where your cue ball's going, because you want to make sure that you have a shot and don't get stuck behind any other ball either. Okay, that was not what was the plan.
Not at all.
So Kelly's probably going to kick one rail at this 2, try to break it out. The 5 is in the way to go directly into the 2 ball. So here's the line of path that she'd like to take. Just hit it really hard. Try to make something happen. Oh, look at it's going down by that 9. You never want the object ball that's
Ever.
next down by the 9, just in case.
And it is do or die time for Helena Thornfeld, because if she fails to get this rack on the board, she has the break in rack number 7, so if she could get one here, get a good rack in the next rack, you never know. It's a short race, but with players of this caliber and as offensive-minded as they can be once they get going, Helena not out of it, but she needs this rack desperately.
Right, it's really tough to get up off your chair when you haven't really had a nice, open, easy shot that you've made. So that was a nicely played. She's got a lot of distance, though, between the cue ball and the 3. So again, where she's been sitting in the chair for a while, these are not easy shots to her. Or to anybody, for
and
that
again,
matter.
though, can't say it often enough how hard it is to get up and just do what you have to do at this point, with the added pressure of knowing that you need a rack. Nice shot. To be rewarded, yes. Nicely done. Helena with a relatively inconsistent year. She's happy with it, and I'll explain that in a second. A couple of 5ths in Carolina and San Diego, a 9th at the U.S. Open and the BCA GenerationPool.com, both of them majors. And those gave her a lot of pleasure, reason being that she and her good friend, practice partner, Monica Webb, in the process of opening a pool room in the Atlanta area, and they have both told us, Dawn, the stress of opening a pool room and the business side of life getting in the way of practice and trying to compete on the highest level. So if you can have these kind of finishes against the best players in the world, even though Helena would love to have a victory, this has been a great statement about her consistency over the course of the year.
Yes, I mean, when you have that much on your plate, your mind is cluttered, and that's not what you want when you're at the table right now. You want your mind to stay uncluttered. Just let the cue stick do its work.
Playing that 5 in the side. Nicely done. 3 balls left on the table for her first rack of this match.
She has a good opportunity here. This ball is straight. She just draws it back, leave an angle on the 8 so she can get down for the 9. That's perfectly played right in the middle of the table.
Started playing at 14 in Sweden, said she became fascinated by the beauty of the game and has not looked back. Moved here in 1994 as the #1 player in Europe and has been a great star out here ever since.
Oh, man. She undercut that ball, Mitch. You cannot touch the sides of the pocket. As you can see, she just touched the side of the pocket there, and it will bobble. You have to play the balls clean in, especially if you're hitting any speed at all.
Margin for error is so slight. Brunswick Gold Crown 5 table in use. And that's the way it should be. This is a major championship on tour. Got to be pretty close to perfect. And for now, Kelly Fisher is 6 racks in a row for the #1 player in the world. Helena Tornfeldt can only sit and watch, knowing she is on the brink of elimination, as Kelly Fisher just keeps putting the pressure on and making Helena pay for mistakes here in Florida.
This ESPN presentation of the WPBA Championship presented by the American Pool Players Association is brought to you by the American Pool Players Association, the world's largest pool league. And by Q-Tech Cues, serious cues for serious players, and choice of the world's most dominant player.
Here at the beautiful Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. And so far in the quarterfinal matchup at the WPBA Championship presented by the American Pool Players Association, it has been Kelly Fisher. And all Kelly Fisher, 6-0 race to 7. And Helena Tornfeldt now would love to at least get on the board. You hate to go out with nothing. And nothing is what she gets on this break. And look at the table she leaves for Kelly.
Right, the 1 goes in the corner, the 2's here. The 4 is along the rail. I do believe it's off the rail slightly, though, and she can play the 2 eventually down in the corner. So we'll have to see what kind of position she gets from the 1 to the 2. I don't think that the 2 goes in the side past the 4 ball, though.
See Kelly using the snooker bridge. Obviously very used to that.
Now, depending on what angle that she has on the 2, she could bump the 4 off the rail if it's too close. She may be too straight to do that, though. Yeah, she was a lot more straight than I was thinking. So now she'll just take the long shot on the 3. And I guess the 4 does go in the side, so she's just going to draw the cue ball back, either to the center of the table or even up higher than that. Just go past the side pocket if you can.
Wants it to stop. Oh.
Okay, she's got a fairly straight shot. She wants to try to get the combination going here to play the 5 into the 6. And then maybe, hopefully after that, push the 5 to the rail for a shot. So, but the key now is to get position on that combination. And that was perfect.
I'm getting a really good sense of Kelly Fisher's, the relationship of her speed to her play. I think, Dawn, she has gotten it to a point, especially as the year has gone on, where she's normally a quick player, but she has found that spot that we talk about, where when a player gets her own rhythm, between too fast, too slow, but just perfect, taking their time they need, and then making a shot. And Kelly's really putting it to great use.
That's right. She's got nice position here, and you're right, Mitch. The players try to find their own rhythm. It can be, some can be fast, some can be slow, but if you get off of that rhythm, that's what takes you out of the game, because now you're starting to think about your rhythm, think about what your body is doing, and you don't want to do that.
And Kelly getting very much into the go mode of just seeing it, feeling it, hitting it, and trusting the technique she's worked so hard on. Lo, those many years ago when she started playing in earnest at 13 in England with her coach Lionel Payne, who still works with her today, and how proud he must be. Her father, Don, we know he's very proud. Her mom, Stella, certainly was, till her untimely passing a short while ago. And Kelly Fisher about to make Helena Tornfeld's week in Florida come to an end in very dominant fashion. And there it is. And as we said, Helena would love to have put one on the board, but did not get a chance. Kelly Fisher strongly into the semifinals. And here's a look at our super shot of the match, brought to you by the APA. Kelly Fisher in the first rack with that 3-9 combo. Never look back.
Congratulations, Kelly. Now, I know you won this match, but how did winning this match, playing on this table, prepare you for the next match?
Well, it's always nice to get, used to the arena. We've been playing all week in a completely different setting. It's always nice to get used to the TV, the lighting, and the table, of course. The table was a little faster than what I felt last night when I played my last match. That was good to get used to it, and hopefully it doesn't change by tomorrow.
So you think that you have the speed control down now?
Oh, well, it's certainly better than the first rack or two, but yeah, I feel good on the table. The tables are playing great, as they always do. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the next match.
All right, good luck to you, Kelly. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jeanette. Let's look at our updated road to the finals. Our first semifinalist in, Kelly Fisher, will meet the winner of the Sarah Rousey-Gerda Hofstetter match. Our other quarterfinal match, Vivian Villarreal, Zhao Ting Pan, Karen Kaur, and Monica Webb. Great players all. Let's go back down to the floor. Jeanette has a word with Helena.
Helena, I noticed that you had an opportunity almost every rack, and you let him go. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I had the game, I was ready, but for some reason, I made so many easy errors. And, you just can't do that against, the greatest players in the world. You're going to get punished, which, you know what, I got punished.
But we'll see you back at the next tournament, Helena.
Thank you.
The story today, our first quarterfinal, named Kelly Fisher. She moves on. Helena Tornfeld with a good week, but she will go home. For Dawn Hopkins, I'm Mitch Lawrence. So long, everybody, from Florida.